Okay, so now we're going to talk about the greatest integer function, and I'll explain what it is. I've got two examples of it. So let's say you are at a track and you're going to run laps. So let's say you start here and you run around and you get back to where you started and you say, I ran 1 lap. And then you go again and you get all the way back to where you started and you're going to say, I ran 2 laps. And then you start again. But you only get about here, and then you stop. Well, you didn't get to the 3rd lap. You can't say you ran 3 laps, right? And maybe we know how far it was between how far you got. Maybe we don't. You can say you ran 2 laps. Okay. Another example, which I think this one's a little easier to understand. Let's say your birthday is September 1st, 2000. You were born September 1st, 2000. Okay? So you say, I am 22 years old, right? You just had your birthday. Okay. But you don't say, like, on October 1st, you don't say, well, I'm 22 years old in 1 month. Okay. So I guess this is your original birthday. So I'm saying now, October 1st, 2022, you're 22 years old. And you say that every month, you know, until you get to September 2023, now you have to say you're 23 years old, right? Okay. Like, I'm 59 years old, but I'm not telling anybody I'm 60 till I have to, until my birthday comes. So for a whole year, I'm at 22 years old. Well, I'm at 59 years old until I have my birthday. Then I have to go to the next integer, okay? I don't go around saying I'm 59.7 years old, okay, you know, or something like that. So the greatest integer function is the greatest integer less than or equal to x. And then the notation we have for it is, this is one notation. So that's what it equals. It's these kind of double bracket things. Or you can use INTX. That means greatest integer as well. And it's the same definition here. It's just the biggest number less than or equal to x. Okay. So they use these things. Maybe they're going to charge you so much money for every ounce at the post office. You know, you have a package and it weighs so many ounces, and they charge you so much money. And maybe they work in integers. You know, we're going to charge you $1 up to a pound, you know, and then after that, we're going to charge you a different price for 2 pounds or something like that. Okay. Now, when we do that, when we graph it, so say I have the function, say g of x equals the greatest integer function. Then if I make a table of values here, x and g of x. So I can put in 0, it's going to equal 0, right? Okay. Because the greatest integer less than or equal to 0 is 0. And I can put in 0.5. But I'll still be at 0 because I'm not to the next integer. And I can put in 0.9, and I'm still at 0. So I have these little points. It's going to look really small on my graph paper here. But up till I get to 1. Now my output is 1. Once my input gets to 1, then the greatest integer less than or equal to 1 is 1. So I put an open dot here at 1 and a closed dot here at 1. Then at 1.1, I'm still at 1. At 1.2, I'm still at 1 until I get to 2. So I have all these numbers in here where I'm still at 1. It's like my birthday hasn't come yet, okay? So I'm 1 year old until I get to 2. And so then I jump up to 2, and I stay at 2 until I get to 3. So it's this series of like closed dots, and then a constant function, and then an open dot, and then it jumps to the next level. And you can keep going. I'm not going to keep going. You could go the other way as well. Okay, and sometimes I'll show that this continues with little dots like this. Okay, and that's a graph of the greatest integer function. It's called a step function. And so you've learned about a new function that you may not have seen before. So that's exciting. It's called the greatest integer function. And actually, we use integers, and so such things are used sometimes.